Let's now see a very common and useful function that is used by many data analysts with Excel, that is the vertical lookup. Imagine we have this table here, A and name, and we have this other table here, in which we have name, which matches with the values of this table, and another column, position. John is the manager and Mary is the CEO. Let's consider a situation in which we want to calculate for each one of these records the position value according to the name. So we would like to have a position column here in which John is the manager, Mary is the CEO, Mary is CEO again, and so on. Practically we are joining this table here with this table here according to this key, that is the name. This is very common in databases. In SQL it is called join, and in Excel it is possible to do this operation using what is called a vertical lookup. So how does vertical lookup works? First of all, what does it do? It takes a value, it searches this value inside the table and takes the corresponding value of a particular column of this table. If the value is present more than once, only the first row is considered. So in this way, near the name John and in the position column, we want the position of John, which is manager. Near Mary, we want the position of Mary, which is CEO, and so on for all the records. How can we do this task? The function is called Vlookup. So Vlookup, the first argument is the value we are going to search in this table here. So it is this value, because this is the value we start from, and starting from this value we want the position. Then we have the array of values in which we have to search this value, and this is the array. For example, we can enlarge it here because we may want to use other names. Then we have the index of the column that contains the value we want to put here under position. The indices start from 1. So if we write 1, we get the name. If we write 2, we get the position. The last argument must always be false, because we want an exact match, not an approximate match. This is the result, as you can see. So let's see what happens. Excel will take this value here, which is the first argument of the Vlookup function. We'll search for it in the first column of the table we give in the second argument. It is important that this value will be searched on the first column of this table. Once it is found, Excel will give us the value of the second column of our table. In this case, position is the second column, and the value of position column according to the value of name equal to John is manager. Don't forget to use absolute references, because we are going to use this function over all the records. This argument must always be set to false, and this is the result. We can use the function over all the dataset, and as you can see, the value has been correctly applied even to Mary and to all the occurrences of John and Mary in this dataset. If we change this value here, CEO and president, for example, the values will change according to the values of this table here. So let's repeat again. The function is Vlookup. The first argument is the value we are looking for. The second argument is the table of the values we are going to search this value in, but this table must be created according to a particular requirement. The value we are going to search must be the value of the first column of this table. So Excel will search this value in the first column. Then we have the index of the column we want the corresponding value of. In this case, position is the second column of this table here, so the index is 2. Then the last argument must always be set to false, because if we set it to true, it will consider the table as sorted, but not all the tables are sorted. If we use false, we have a more general search algorithm that can be used in every situation. So my suggestion is to always use false. And this is the result. If we write more entries for John, for example, employer, the presence of multiple instances of John will not affect the result of Vlookup, because Vlookup will give us only the first record that matches with this value here. So the other records will not be considered. Always make sure you are going to use strings properly, because if I add a space here, this string is no longer equal to this one, and the Vlookup function will return a not available result, a not available error. So you make sure you work with strings that do not contain spaces at the end or at the beginning. Even at the beginning, I will not match this value with this table, so our strings must be clean. If I write Mary all in uppercase, the result is the same, so it's not case sensitive, but the spaces may create some problems. So this is how we perform a vertical lookup. It is very common in data analysis, and it's a very useful function of Excel. When you have to merge a table with another table according to a particular column, and you want to take some values of a table and put them inside another one.